The All Smiling Faces podcast is now sponsored by Tyre Spot, the Northeast's leading tyre supplier with branches across the region. Tyre Spot don't just do tyres, they cover everything from servicing to wheel alignment. They can handle every aspect of your car's maintenance. For more information, visit tyrespot.co.uk. Enjoy the episode. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Always Smiling Faces podcast on the GallowgateShots YouTube channel. You have a full house tonight. It is myself, Chris, joined by Bestie, Decker, and Mark, when we have had 2 wins on the bounce, boys, since the last time we did one of these. A great result against Benfica and a result against Fulham. Decker, say the magic words.
Well, won you now.
Get in.
Didn't forget this week. It feels like it's been a year since I've done that.
Yeah, I kind of forgot that we did that.
Yeah, I did as well. And I did.
Remember when we used to do that?
Remember we used to win.
But yeah, it's been a good week, really. Let's take it back a step, though, Bestie, and go back to that midweek game against Benfica. And that's exactly what we wanted to see. Our wingers getting involved, scoring goals, and just an all-round good team performance.
Yeah, Benfica kind of caused with a little bit of, I wouldn't say bother. They did that shot hit the post. I can't pronounce the fella's name, but their number 11 caused with some bother early on. The long ball over Dan Burns' head a few times, and kind of he was away on his toes, like hit the post early on. Nick Pope made a great save from him towards the end of the first half. And the game was kind of in the balance, and Mourinho said so in his post-match interview there. But the second half, Gordon in particular was absolutely brilliant. I thought Murphy played well in the first half, was maybe a little bit unlucky to get hooked. But yeah, when Harvey Barnes comes on, and that's the way he finishes those 2 goals, it's that finishes. And that's what I've said a few times. I remember we played West Ham a couple of years ago, beat them, I think 4-3, 4-2, scored a couple of later on. And one of them was Barnes, one-on-one with the keeper. And I remember thinking at the time I'd rather he was in that position than, well, at the time, Wilson and Isak, because he was the one, they are both a little bit kind of funny with one-on-ones. But yeah, it was great to see Barnes doing that. Nick Pope with the strongest arm in Newcastle, according to Walter. Yeah, it was a great performance. And again, like you say, the wingers were brilliant. So good. And they caused them any amount of bother.
It's something that we've been, not just a fan base, I think Eddie Howe's been mentioning it in press conferences as well, that he needs more from his wingers and more threat in front of goal. That's not just solely coming from big V.
The problem is, I say the problem with Big Nick, there's not a problem with Big Nick necessarily, but because he tends to come deeper for the ball, he plays other blokes in, and now the onus is on the wingers to kind of get into those positions and to be a bit more clinical. Because if he's playing the ball at halfway, and you've got the pace of Anthony Gordon or even Murphy, Langard, Harvey Barnes, whoever, he's not going to be able to catch it to finish a chance off like Isak would have done last year, you know. But yeah, the goals were all really well taken. I had Gordon maybe he's kind of hit his studs a little bit, I think, maybe, but not to take away from his performance, I thought he was fantastic. And Harvey Barnes, 2 great finishes, 2 really, really good finishes by Barnes. That move for the 3rd goal, the little the give and go with Gordon and Walter, the little flick through the legs, and the pass by Gordon to see Barnes' run. And again, like you say, when you get Harvey Barnes in that position, you know he's going to score. It was excellent.
Just sticking with Gordon, Degger, is that the best performance in a Newcastle United shirt you've seen from him?
Probably is. I
think it is.
I didn't look at it that way, actually. To be honest, it was after the game I thought best performance of the season from him. But probably when you think of it actually overall, has he played better? Maybe not, actually, because he was immense. Like I have to admit that. He was able to just at will get at their fullback. You know what I mean? Just pushing it down the line in a way. But no,
snapped his hamstring, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He was absolutely like a man possessed. Like, but I've sat here. I'm not the only person, of course, but I have said a while that the wingers weren't doing enough, and they need to do more. And then in that game, all 3 of them played a part. You know, Murphy set up Gordon scores, Barnes comes off the bench and gets 2. I thought the first the first one would have been Pope's throw, the first Barnes goal. That finish was incredible,
brilliant, wasn't
Barnes. But sorry to go back to Gordon. I don't want to be Negative, yeah. Sorry, Mark. But I do find that the Champions League is. It's kind of sometimes you can have nice games, you can have nice opponents where like
they open up the game for you.
Yeah, they're like they're a name. Everyone knows who Benfica are, but I mean this with no disrespect. They're not as good as Brighton, for example. You know, they're just not.
That feels mad to say,
and
but
it does
you're
feel
exactly
mad.
right. But
the Premier League is a different animal, and I'm going to throw one to maybe our team, but Liverpool hammered Frankfurt, and then get beat off Brentford at the weekend. The Premier League is an absolute animal, and I think having the Champions League, for all I'm on about tiredness, in moments actually it can really help our confidence. You know what I mean? And I think that game in particular really showed that. You know?
Well, winning games solves that confidence issue, doesn't it, Mark?
It does. Can I just say before we move on, though?
Oh God, what's he going to say?
Can you just remember those words that you've just said?
We won, you know.
When we are playing certain teams, and you go, "It's only Brighton."
No, I don't think I've ever said it. Brighton.
Fulham.
Well, we've got West Ham next. And I am going to say it. It's only West Ham.
Yeah, but I think the difference with that, Mark, is how many times a season can you say that? Every single game.
No, but it is a quality league. It isn't the best league in the world for no reason other than a lot of the teams that are in there are very, very strong. Yes, money has got a lot to do with it because of the
kind of everything to do with it, really,
that the broadcast companies put into it. That does kind of then knock on that you are then pulling the best players from around the world into that league.
And best managers as well.
Yeah.
Coaches
but it's, you know, it's not long before the Premier League started. You looked around other countries in the world and that's what it was like. There was periods of time where the Spanish league was the best leagues in the world because they had the best players. The Italian was the one.
That was when life was really good as well.
90s, like Italia's was unbelievable, wasn't it? But it has been for a long time that England now has kind of been
20 years now,
on top from a strong league point of view. But
I would say now, I know we say this every year, it's getting stronger and stronger, but this year in particular does seem the strongest it's ever been. Like, ever.
Well, when you look at the results that are happening around the table, it just beggars belief that, and it just does show you that on any given day, any team can beat anybody else with the right performance.
Funny, and I've noticed over the weekend, there's been a lot made, and rightly so. Sunderland, Leeds, and Burnley have all had pretty decent starts. Have won a few games. Sunderland are second at the minute. But in the
Burnley had a bit of luck, like
in the Championship, the three teams that went down, two of them in the bottom half.
Yeah,
Luton went down.
Luton got
consecutive seasons, and it feels like it was kind of and even up until like maybe a month ago, people were saying, the three that come up go straight back down, and the three that go down come straight back up. But it's not the case at all this season. Like I say, Ipswich and Southampton have really struggled. Sheffield United got beaten in the playoff final last year, and they'll beat that bottom.
Yeah,
it's really tight.
Two of the teams that have come up are what you would say are kind of that perennial up and down. Your club, isn't it? Between the Championship,
but then Leeds were by far the better team against West Ham on Friday night. There, Sunderland went to the Stamford Bridge and got a result, and Burnley beat Wolves late save by the
that unbelievable.
Brilliant save,
I've seen a couple of comments from Burnley fans and they're saying we've absolutely ripped Newcastle off. It was £2 million or something that they spent on.
Was even that much? I think I thought at the time. I'm don't want to kind of get on my high horse about Ramsdale again because I really want Ramsdale to do well at Newcastle, but Dubravka's a better keeper than people seem to think. I thought it was a strange.
He is 43-year-old though.
He's a young lad compared to us two, then, Martin.
But no, obviously he did go for a small fee though, but that was because he extended his contract in January when we expected
from Saudi to Burnley.
100% been that there's been some deal that's been meant to have been going through where, you know, we were rumoured for a long time to be getting
a swap deal with James Trafford.
Well, not quite James Trafford, but it's obviously it ended up him going there. But yeah, it's a very strong league. It's there's difficult teams, and we got a tough game off Fulham at the weekend, who have been a decent side this season and have been putting in some good performances as well.
They've lost 4 in a row now, haven't they?
They're almost. I wanted to
recent history.
I wanted to mention about Pope. Sorry, on the Benfica game, and immediately when it happened, I cast my mind back to the Arsenal game.
Yeah,
where he tried exactly the same thing, and I was furious that it's 1-1. Let's just take a point to the last minute. He tries to throw it out, it gets intercepted, corner, goal. Whereas on this one, we're only 1-0 up at the time, and it's just. I did say this as well, that it's the fine margins of the game, isn't it? That you can be a hero or a villain. And he did exactly the same thing. And in this particular time, obviously, it was amazing, right? I still think the lad probably should have intercepted it, but I don't want to take anything away from him.
The bounce,
it was an unbelievable throw. And it's just I just want to mention that. Anyway.
What I did love from that is the celebrations that the rest of the defenders had.
Oh,
with
that was
Nick Pope.
brilliant to see that. Like,
He got absolutely swamped by a million giants.
You see, Chow pulled his shirt up, so he had Pope.
He's all in him, isn't he? He's
Chow
all in
big
him.
style, he's completely.
He's all in. I absolutely love him as well. I was speaking to Emma last night, right? Watching, love you, mate.
Good lad.
He was saying that he thinks that in a few years' time we'll have discussions that he's the best centre half we have ever seen in a black and white shirt.
Is that right? I mean, I hope so.
Of course,
he certainly started extremely well. Like, I really hope Emma's right there.
I think we've been in this situation a few times with centre backs,
where
X amount of games we think, this defender's the best. I remember young Ambio, people were saying similar about him. Even Mbemba as well was a decent defender, and he's going to be great.
Florian Lejeune. He was the one.
I think we've had it. Well, Botman. It's funny to say this. Woodgate, Botman, Lejeune. One thing's ruined all three of them. Yeah. So we're not ruined them. So I'll take that back about Botman because obviously he's coming back, but it's injuries, right? So Chow looks like an absolute world beater, and I will have to maybe talk about him later. But that Fulham game, he was outstanding, and he does look incredible. Like, and I thought that. Obviously, when the injury happened to Botman and Shea came on Saturday, he had to move over to the left centre half. And I know some people think it's still defence, but I think that's quite a shift. Like,
it's more specialised these days than
than what it was back in the day.
Yeah, when we were kids and all that.
And he just no hassle at all. Unbelievable performance.
Yeah.
Sorry, we've went from Dubravka to
this is what we always do.
to
Chow. Surprised we haven't mentioned food yet.
Gordon.
If we jump to the Fulham game, because obviously that's the most recent one, Bestie. I don't think it was a fantastic performance from Newcastle. I think we had lots of opportunity and we should have probably put the game to bed long before we eventually went on to get the winning goal. Did you ever feel worried, especially when Fulham got back in with that? It might have been a repeat of last season, I think it was, where went 1-0 up and Fulham came out 1-2.
I remember, I think it was on here last week, we were talking about the difference between losing a game and winning a game it can be exactly the same game, except for the goals being in your perception of the game changes completely as a result. I totally did. There was a point, I don't think I remember Fulham really being on top, but I don't think we looked tired. I thought the atmosphere was weird as well. It feels like we didn't recover from them playing those songs at the start of the game.
I'll stop you there. Yeah, so that's what I wanted to mention. So I was the first one in out of obviously the four that I sit with.
Yeah,
and Mark walked in and it was deathly quiet, like not a sound in the ground. And people were trying to get chants started, and I was going, is the PA system knackered? But obviously it wasn't, because the fella was still talking. His like Spotify subscription ran out, because it's just like, for those that don't know and that weren't at the game and haven't heard, all of a sudden there was just the music stopped.
It was after the Ramones, wasn't it? After
it just went dead.
It was on purpose, apparently. There was a couple of lads in front of me in the flags, and they said it was to see if the music dampens the atmosphere before the game, because now the cramming, obviously Blade and Razors, Hey Jude, Local Hero, the Premier League anthem, and they're trying to squeeze on the Benfica game. Actually, they play like a tiny little bit of Local Hero, then the like 25-minute long Champions League anthem that comes on.
Yeah,
and
we'll come back to that.
The Champions League.
Come back to that. So hang on. So sorry. So hang on. That was planned.
Yeah, apparently it was planned.
I did wonder. I mean, I said to you as well, didn't I? Because that's always like one of the things is just let the crowd build the atmosphere.
But if they're going to trial it, don't do it against Fulham on a 3 o'clock kickoff.
Or if you are going to do it, at least communicate the fact that you're doing it so people know what is going on.
That's the thing, because I was looking, I didn't know this, and it was, like I say, the lad who's down there, right, is a flags fella, and I was talking, and I said, I wonder what's gone wrong here, because it was, you expected after Blitzkrieg Bops normally, whatever it is, but they didn't even do Local Hero. I thought they'd be obliged to do the Premier League anthem, because that's a thing, but not doing Local Hero. I thought, well, that's part of it.
Why are people so obsessed with changing stuff, man? Fuck's sake, play the song, man. What are you doing? Like, who on earth is sitting in the ivory tower going, do you know what we're going to do on Saturday? Not play any music at all? See what happens?
He doesn't like Hey Jude.
I love Hey Jude. It's one of my favourite Beatles songs, but I just don't think that's very good.
Now, I'll give you that. They try and cram in, like, now 42 before you play it. It's insane.
Yeah, it's mad.
Absolutely insane.
No, that's what I call Newcastle.
But what are they thinking? Like, honest to God, like that is one of the most. It's like your decision, not something. It's absolutely stupid.
It's actually Joseph's coming in saying, "Was Mark in the audio room?"
I understand the decision, but you've got if you're gonna make that decision, you have to let people know that that's what you're doing, and just put out the communication is we're going to try something different. We need you as fans to help build the atmosphere. But
or what you do.
game.
and we've mentioned this a couple of times, after a decent result, I don't know, let's say the Dan Burn song comes on, rather than playing that constantly, start it, wait for the crowd to get involved as well, then shut it off.
They did that a little bit after Benfica, where they did Rock and Roll of the World,
Yeah.
but they muted.
Yeah.
I didn't like that.
We turned it off and then he put another song on.
Did
That's
you-
what he did.
Skip.
And
They did that after on Saturday. He played a little bit of Moving That Up. Primal Scream, not them people.
It's like Wallace in
And
the
then
Clash, isn't it?
all of a sudden it was
Skip.
whatever it was.
Skip.
Just
most songs, unless there's an amazing solo at the end, it's the same thing all the way through, right? So just 2 minutes will do. Like another song next. Anyway, I need to stay on this. So how on good authority, Bestie, is a good authority that was planned, yeah?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So
I'm surprised they got with the Premier League one, all right?
I think they mentioned
thought
it
they
on
had to do
they're legally obliged to do that, though. So they have to play it.
But
They didn't, though.
They didn't.
They didn't. That's what I'm saying. That's when he said it's planned. They didn't
Mark
play
was
it.
too busy booing them taking the
No,
knee.
honestly, it
No, I
was
think they did.
it was deathly
Did they not?
silent up until the kickoff. Like, honestly, I don't think it
No,
was
I can
anything.
definitely remember.
Honestly, I don't think it was.
No, there was nothing. Honestly, I swear there was nothing.
Right up until the because the players
Yeah.
were coming out and it was silent.
It was silent, so that we were like chanting a little bit for them. There
Yeah,
was
yeah.
no the shake hands, the thingy majig.
They had the flag and they got to get the
Enjoy the
Yeah,
game, and that was it.
and they took the knee, Mark booed, and then they kicked off. That was it.
Didn't boo at all.
Actually, there's
It's the loudest I've ever heard you.
we're going to come back to that because there has been a question sent in a while, so we'll go full circle about that as well because I think we've all got something to say about that as well. But yeah, it was just weird. It was really weird
It
because
felt-
nobody knew what to do.
It was weird because the game kicked off and it just didn't feel there wasn't because the music's kind of a bridge between that's before the game. Then when the game's on, there's no music, and it sounds like such a basic kind of thing to say. But when the game started, I was like, I didn't feel ready. Like I hadn't done me warm up.
Mark is right. If it was planned, communication has to happen.
Definitely,
The club have to
Absolutely
tell
right,
say, listen, don't worry, we're going to turn the music off, make as much noise as you can for the lads. And you know what it is? It probably would have been. They probably would have. But I think everyone was actually a little bit shocked at what was going on.
Because
You know what I
everybody
mean?
thought it was broke.
Yeah. Now, they better not try that again. Like, let's just get this clear.
Or if they do, just tell her because you can.
I'll be a Champions League night next. Forget about that music.
This is typical club. I don't want to say propaganda because that's not the right word, but it's that kind of they're almost tactic. A little bit like when they did the surveys with fans around. Let's change the badge, the way the position questions and stuff like that around,
Leading
and then they
the
rolled
questions,
out the stats around. 84% of supporters understand why we need to change the badge.
Yeah, they're leading
Yeah, we
questions. weren't they?
understand
Yeah.
why. It doesn't mean we want to.
Yeah.
Very much like this one. Well, we've chosen not to play any music because 63% of fans have told us they want to build the atmosphere. Yes, but 100% of fans that were at that game, well, maybe 98% of fans that were at that game on Saturday didn't know that's what you were doing.
Mhm.
So tell the fans that that's what you're doing and you'll get a proper reaction from it.
We've had a comment in from Dean that says it looks shite on TV when that happened. Which, like, you probably, if you were watching from the outside, you go, "What? Like, why is it so
It's
quiet?"
weird.
in the ground?"
Utter confusion.
But there's a thing about
Terrible.
I forget what podcast it was, football cliche, something like that, where they talk about one of the sounds of match of the day. Like when you watch a match of the day and it's Saturday night and you've got a couple of beers, whatever. One of the kind of sounds of like from being a kid up to now is Local Heroes in James's Park, and that's kind of when that comes on. It's
When
like
you
it's
see team
match,
sheets coming
it's
up
match of the day.
and- yeah.
It's like a kind of almost like a when you play music with babies and
We used to have
when
what
they get
was
older,
it called, thingy,
Oh, yeah, this was
Coleman
booing at that point.
beforehand
Probably.
as well, didn't we?
Yeah, yeah.
I still
Yeah.
love that.
I used to quite like it as well. I don't know why they stopped doing that. Pretty so play Hey Jude, I guess.
Probably.
Jules has said, Mark wasn't mentioned in any of those secret meetings.
Andrew.
The secret Jules. Because that's
There's
why
another,
nobody knew.
there's another secret meeting happening soon.
There is a
Next-
secret meeting. Are
next
you going to that as well? Did you apply?
Who knows? Who knows?
Can't tell.
Am I going to what?
Let's get back to the game itself. Like I said, it was quite a few missed chances. I thought Murphy obviously got off to a great start, scored, and then as the game went on, I thought we were going to get a typical Jacob
Yeah,
Murphy
it was, wasn't it?
performance where he scores a goal, then his performance just drops off a cliff. But I think he composed himself and he ended up.
I think
a
Murphy's
decent
played
game.
pretty well
Yeah.
this season so far. I
Yeah,
thought
I know, I agree. 100%.
even the goal, I thought that touch before I says he takes too far wide because he kind of goes almost heads towards the corner flag exactly, but moves away from goal and shortens the angle and all that. Like, but he hits it lovely. And it's a
Well,
great finish, like.
he was coming. I was right behind the goal, and he
Yeah.
obviously was. I had no faith in him. I'm not trying to be awful. I just thought, he almost had too much time because he did very well to put that guy under pressure. What he is doing, by the way,
Oh, Calvin Bassey had a stinker.
God,
Both goals were him.
me, what is he doing? But anyway, he wins the ball, travels with it.
I'll
And
tell
I-
you what he was doing.
Go on then.
getting a bloody piggyback off Voldemort the entire game.
He was like, well, anyway.
Jesus.
That was terrible.
But I want to mention Voltemair's chance within the first 2 minutes, I
He hits
think
the
it
post.
was. Like,
Half volley.
I was up. I shouted yes as loud as I was on my own. I went, yeah, because to me, that's in. Like,
Yeah.
And he obviously hit the post. And it's a funny one because I actually thought we played dreadful, second half especially, by the way, until the substitutions come, which we'll come on to. However, we could have went in that at half time, 3-0 up.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, because Murphy had the one-on-one again. Voltemair had a great chance. I think also Murphy hit the post. Kind of a
really tight angle
thing. So we could have actually went in maybe 3-1 because I think they had a really, really good chance as well, to be fair, from memory. But it's just funny. It's one of them. Bessie's just said it there. Like, if you take them goals, you'll go, that first half was unreal.
Oh, of course.
But actually, really, do you know, we didn't play particularly well, but you could have been 3-0 up.
I think it was probably the first 20 minutes, maybe half an hour. I thought we played well.
Yeah, we did.
The irony is Gordon was electric straight away, and he very, very quickly got their fullback booked. And you just...
It's like a third minute or something, wasn't it?
Really
early on.
You quite often find that with him. It's like that would, right, that's him booked. Get at him.
Because I looked
Get
at you
him.
when that happened, Martin. I said, he's going to get sent off, and you went, or he's going to pull a hammy.
And it just... And that's so it so often does. It just fizzles out, and you don't continue to feed. I don't know if it was a bit more we were trying to play through the middle, and obviously we'll talk a bit more about their two centre halves and what went on in there. But again, with like everything that we did try, we almost it was going through Murphy.
There was a lot of stuff, a lot of long balls forward to Burn as well. There was a few where Dan Burn, kickoffs was on the halfway line and he's kind of legging up there.
Yeah.
And I think Tete, he got booked, like Chris says, really, really early on. But then I think he played really well. He had Gordon's number.
Did amazing.
He had him for pace. He knew when he was going. He read it really well. I mean, Gordon's one of those ones where he sees a lot of the ball because he is like probably our main outlet. Same as what Maxi was, but different.
That was good. It's just joking. People didn't remark.
But if the defender works out how to kind of, or not works out, if he can kind of get the right side of Gordon and show him inside where he can it, because Gordon can hit a ball. He's not what Harvey Barnes
if a
is.
fullback matches him for pace, good night.
Yeah,
good night. Because
I'm telling you, a couple of times in the second half, Gordon did go, instead of cutting inside, did go down the line. It was one ball he put up, like he nearly put over the.
He just once it goes in his left foot, it's good night. There's no point.
A couple of times he did put good balls in and stuff like that, and he's definitely looking like more of a winger there than when he cuts inside and looks for the pass to Joe or Bruno or plays it across.
See, I felt he played much more on the inside, trying to get probably closer to Voldemort than out on the wing, almost as a inside left kind of position rather than using the width of the pitch. And it's probably is a little bit of tactics thing because we, like you've just mentioned, Voldemort likes to drop off deep. Yeah. Therefore, we need the runners in behind.
I've got a lot to say on that, by the way.
But it did seem to be the space that kept getting created was the other side with Murphy.
What I do want to touch on as well is how unlike Newcastle United this was. We gave the ball away very, very easily. I could say numerous players that just the passes were just going all over the shop. Miley, Botman, Chow, Trippier. I think Joe Linton done it once in a dangerous position as well. There were so many that were just giving the ball.
Not just that game,
one Murphy trying to dribble the ball out of his own box. In the first
he did. Of course, Jesus, I forgot about that.
You go back the last few league games, we've done that.
Not
even though we're
we're
holding on to possession a lot more, we just are sloppy with our passing.
I thought Miley was really. I don't want to kind of pile in on Miley because I thought he was really good against Benfica.
Yeah, he was,
the first half he really struggled. I thought on Saturday.
Yeah, I thought so as well. I just wanted to mention two things really. So the first one about Gordon, in the second half, ironically, actually, it was when he got taken off. He actually got taken off only minutes after I said this. He annoyed us in the first half, not for the yellow card, of course, that was a foul, right? I get it. But again, any touch here, he's going down, right?
Yeah.
Now, one thing I want to mention is with Voltemair coming so deep for the ball, I find that their defensive line is really pushing up. And what I'm noticing more and more is Gordon's picking the ball up deeper and deeper and deeper and is coming into midfield so early. So sometimes he's coming onto his right foot at the halfway line and almost running into traffic in many ways, Whereas what we really want to do, I used to say about Maxi as well, we want him to be picking up the ball, halfway into their half, driving at the fullback. But it's difficult when Voltemair's coming as deep as he is, right? Yeah. The other thing is Gordon loves coming, he wants the ball played to his feet. He doesn't seem to run like get the ball played on to run onto. He almost wants it to be his feature, then he can drive at the defender. Again, it's not what we need. I'm afraid it's not. If Voltemader's going to come as deep as he is, we need our wingers to start making some more clever runs. I feel, like on the shoulder and sort of bending your run and then a ball over the top. And I will jump forward for 1 second. In the second half, it was getting worse and worse by the second because, again, Voltemader's coming deeper and deeper looking for the ball. Their defensive line's pushing up. Once we made them 2 substitutions, their defensive line dropped back at least 20 yards, at least. And it was night and day after that once we had that. And I'm not saying Osula starts. I'm just trying to get my point across that different option, their defense went shit, and they just dropped back so far.
I think that's a great summary that their defense when Osula came on went shit.
Well, they did.
He's such a different type of player to Voltemada, isn't he? I mean, Voltemada's good for a start, but
I was so happy, when he. I thought he did great when he come on.
He did brilliantly. He caused havoc.
They
couldn't deal with it. They couldn't deal with Elanga as well. Elanga looked quite bright when he came on.
He caused absolute chaos. He did.
Well, I thought Elanga looked bright. Listen, he had moments where he passed to their players and blah 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 blah. But he stayed right on that touchline, right on the touchline, and I found that he was getting loads of the ball. And he was constantly game to try and get at the fullback, and it was kind of helping, you know what I mean? It was making them just get deeper and deeper and deeper. And next thing you know, it was one-way traffic. I felt for the last 10 or 15 minutes.
That they made 2 mistakes within about 30 seconds of each other as well.
Yeah.
Where I think at one point they tried to play the ball out, and the ball just stopped, and Osula was the only one that went, "Thanks very much, just in."
So I just want to mention that again. So with the Voltemada thing again, it's all about it will come in. Listen, it will. It's just we are struggling a bit, I think, with how to work as a team a little bit still, and that's perfectly fine.
Because we've now got a striker that doesn't get many touches in the box.
No, it just comes so deep for the and mind you, I mean, and I know Mark's desperate here, I think, to go about the shenanigans with his shirt and holding and all of that. I get all that, mind you, it was terrible. But it's just with him coming so deep, and he has no real pace. Mind you, I will say he was pressing from the front. He was quicker than I expected.
He's not slow.
He's not as slow as
because he takes some fucking strides.
Yeah, he's not like Shearer in his last couple of seasons.
No, you're right. He doesn't like. Yeah, he is actually quicker than you think.
Go on, Mark. Take away the referee because you were not happy on Saturday.
I mean, God, we've had some shocking officiating at St James's Park over the years, and even this season, but. I've got no idea what he was up to at the weekend, that referee. Like, some of his decisions just beggared belief. Like, there's moments where Voltemada, in particular, constantly had a man on his back, arms wrapped around him, wrestling him. Corners, the amount of time he had 2 on him at one point, which is a shot. And then there's a moment where Anthony Gordon shoulder barges
edge of their box
to Rory, who was apparently the strongest man in the world and is competing against bloody Thor, and he goes down like a sack of potatoes. Free kick. Are you kidding me? His decision making was just absolutely horrendous.
Yeah, he was really
He
poor.
would give the tiniest little bit of contact. It was almost like the more of a meal that you make of any challenge, I'm going to give a free kick. I'm going to break up the play. And that's what Fulham did constantly. They were looking to break up play all of the time but he would never give us a foul. But as soon as they got one, it's free kick. The amount of times
the fans were letting him know, weren't they? Now
he was. I mean, he was.
I think we've seen it a few times this season. And do you know what it is? It's not just Voltemada that gets this as well. We'll see Dan Burn gets it all the time because he's got height on his side. Referees very rarely give a free kick to them when it is like sort of an aerial duel and things like that. And Voltemada, like we saw at the weekend, Mark, the amount of times it was early on the first half, really, I think it was round about the halfway line, that we could physically see the player's
see his arms
wrap around.
The referee kind of gestured that Voltemada had his arm around the back of the.
He did have all of his shirt, like from what I've seen.
Yeah,
personally, I'm the other side, by the way. Yeah. And Voltemada had an absolute handful of his shirt. Now he's doing that all the time, but to be fair to the lad, the other guy's got 2 arms around him. And I'm like, come on, that's not like a 50-50 here. Like there was a couple of times, it was 2 of the centre halves that were absolutely
There's a great
hanging on
photo
him.
doing the round. One from behind, wrapped the arms, and the other one just holding on to him.
Yeah, I mean, it's insane that.
It was the same against Forest the other week. Their big centre half, Milinkovic, was exactly the same. He just constantly had hold of him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I don't know what the referees have to pick up on this.
It's the same against Brighton. It was Dan Burn against Minton, and awarded the free kick when Dan Burn got fouled.
Yeah.
It was crazy.
Man, on
Straight
about
tight.
Dan Burn gets away with quite a bit, like, so kind of really.
Yeah.
The corners and stuff like that. Dan Burn's it.
I think we understand that if there's a ball in the air, the centre half is going to be making it difficult for him.
Yeah.
But there was times on Saturday where I was like, hang on,
Obvious.
this is really
He's
bad.
had to hold him for like a good 10
Yeah,
seconds or so.
exactly,
Yeah. I agree. The
It
referee
was
was
strange, wasn't it? And he did want to. You probably wouldn't be able to see it, but like, we were pushing up in the first half, and the ball kind of went out. It just bobbled and went out, And Bruno didn't actually touch the player at all. He just stepped in front of him, like shielding the ball. And the lad kind of stumbled a bit. He gave a free kick for it, and you could see Bruno going, physically haven't even touched. Like, I've done nothing. But as Mark's saying, there was so many strange decisions, and he was a substitute ref, wasn't he?
He was, yeah.
I didn't know that.
He wasn't. Yeah.
So I think that there's something in place because obviously Dasmo does our ref watch, and I think it was a change late on, but it's something to do with how many minutes a referee can manage in a week and not all this crap.
All right.
So I think it got changed last minute.
Yeah, it got changed. Yeah,
a few days beforehand.
Yeah, just because I know one of the
I
lads
didn't know that was
says he was shouting the ball and going, saying the original referee's name, and then someone told him, it's not him actually, it's a different referee. He went, I was cursing him and he wasn't on the pitch.
Banks, wasn't it?
Peter Banks, something like that. Yeah.
That's who it was. Maybe it's like pilots. You know how pilots and cabin crew can only do a certain amount of hours flight.
Well,
Maybe
like I
that's
said,
what
Daryl,
referees
no, on a train, like a driver got this over. That's it. The driver's got to get off.
Yeah.
I thought
furious. Yeah, he's stewing.
I thought in the game,
he was absolutely stinking. Absolutely stinking.
obviously we've talked about the first half, and to be
Yes.
fair, the first half was okay. It was all right. Right? It was manageable. I did think the way we started the second half was really bad.
Yeah, poor.
Were very, very poor. Could not get it going at all.
Yeah.
And when Fulham scored, it was coming. I just felt the goal was. Now, I'm not saying we're hanging on. That's not what I'm saying here, right? But I just felt that they were gifting them possession, gifting them it all the time, and it just felt it was building. And their goal, from a defensive point of view, is awful. But they swept through her from back to front almost. And Pope did an amazing save.
Great save by
Great
Pope on the
save.
crossbar.
He was
Yeah.
dead unlucky that obviously the rebound went against her, but
It's an unbelievable ball across the way he bends that ball and puts it at the far post is hell of a cross that.
and I really worried when that goal went. I thought, it is we might either finish 1-1 or even worse here.
Yeah,
we look
you
like
can
the
see it,
losing
aye.
team.
I think that you could tell by the atmosphere on the ground as well. They got nervy.
It was the atmosphere was stinking again all game. Really, it was really poor atmosphere on Saturday. Yeah, I didn't think it was great against Benfica.
Pierre's
either.
fault.
Pierre's fault.
Yeah.
It's probably because we came out after
Hey,
the
it
half
was
time and it was
because
about
we're
minus 20 degrees.
It was bad, though,
Why?
wasn't it? It was bad atmosphere, I thought.
But I credit to Howe because people, sometimes moan about in that way. He's not quick to make changes and that kind of thing. Bang, as soon as they got that goal, obviously we were forced into one of the change because he was already making, bringing on Tonali and
Barnes, maybe,
Barnes, wasn't he? And
Yeah.
they had to then quickly bring on Cher as well.
Because Botman's, what we thought was originally a head injury, apparently he had some teeth in the back of his head.
Because we were watching the replay afterwards and trying to figure out what on earth
And he jumps into
It's
the last
gone
change,
on.
doesn't he? He pulls
Yeah.
Joe like, aye.
So apparently left the ground with stitches in the back of his head.
Yeah. Well, you
We've
saw
seen-
obviously what I can't remember who it was who scored for them as well, but he's like celebrating. Then all of a sudden the adrenaline must wear off, and he goes, "Hold on, my face is really hurting here,"
Yeah.
and then he collapses down, holding his cheek. But it's just one of those unfortunate collisions, like right on the line, isn't it? And
I think we also need to just, because I did think this at the time, to not bringing Tonali on. Like, we're incredibly lucky, really, in that.
Yeah.
I know he hasn't. I know he would have been starting because I know he hasn't been well. Of course, he's whatever. But to bring him on at whatever time it was, I think, God, what a quality player.
I've seen-
and Barnes, to be fair, as well. To be fair, bring
I've seen a
both
couple
them
of
on,
quotes, and apparently Eddie didn't want to use him, Tonali. It was like a last
Great
chance,
class.
basically.
Emergency great
He
class.
went up to him and said, "Are you okay to play? Can I put you on?" And tonight he said, "Yeah." Oh, but
We did need him,
It's-
like,
yeah.
because we were struggling. The midfield, we were just getting out.
of course it was.
I thought Joe Linton again I didn't think played well at all. And it also looked like he's carrying something. He kept feeling his right ankle every single time he got tackled.
There was
or
a
whatever.
challenge really early on
Yeah.
in front of the dugout.
Apparently he's got a knee injury that he's fighting through.
He doesn't look the same. He
Nah.
doesn't look the same to me.
We said
at
it
all.
all season. We said it probably a bit last season as well, to be honest.
He doesn't look the same.
But then he went in for a challenge really early on in front of the dugout and he went down holding his ankle. And he did pretty much the rest of the game.
It's like
afterwards.
3 or 4 times he constantly kept, and I thought he would have come off, but obviously he didn't. But the substitutions, that was really needed. Then the substitution of Alanga and Sula were perfect.
It's pace.
Because it was
Absolute pace
exactly
for them
what
too.
the game needed.
Yeah.
Exactly what we needed. Especially up front, by the way, up top. because I know Langa's a lot faster than Murphy, but Murphy can still put a great ball in. I've really felt it was Osula for Voltamir that needed to happen.
I think we're going to have to touch on. I know Bruno does go on to get the winner and absolutely nails about 20 celebrations as he normally does.
He does.
I thought he was quite reserved in his celebrations this time round.
8. I think it was 8 in total. I've seen a video. There's 8 celebrations that he does. But that chance that he gets just before that header, that's a sitter.
There was a couple. I mean, he's got to be disappointed. I mean, you saw his reaction in the back of the goal where he's on the. I mean, me and you were up when we're in the air thinking it was in. Joe Linton had one as well, where he was at the back post as well. So I think from those changes that we made, that is when the game changed and we really did start piling on to them. And you did kind of almost get that sense of it's coming. But then when you have those moments like that, you think, oh God, it's going to be one of them afternoons. But we just kept plugging away. And again, credit to Eddie, because when he has made changes and brought the likes of Big Willie on, he's left it very, very late. He actually gave him a decent amount of time in this game to actually make a bit of an impact, and by God, did he?
Because there was it 7-8 minutes stoppage time added on?
Yeah.
Well, we never got that announcement either, did we?
That was the goal.
We didn't know.
We did. It's because the goal was being celebrated during the time.
Yeah,
it was when
6.
as Bruno scored.
Because I thought it would have been longer due to all the subs, and then Botman was down for half an hour.
Well, so VAR for the goal as well, didn't it?
Yeah, I honestly thought it would have been a lot longer than 6.
Yeah.
Now, because I remember saying, we'll get loads of stoppage time, but we scored so late. I remember saying that I went, 6 is our reach. It's not enough, I don't think, but we'll take it. You know what I mean?
It was like 2 against Benfica. That was weird.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
There was loads of stoppage in the second half, but yeah.
There's been loads of mental stuff.
I think with the
stoppage time.
With Osula, obviously, I mean, the second he came on the field, he pressed the goalkeeper immediately. That was the first thing he did. He did a sprint.
Did you think he was going to foul the goalkeeper?
Well, I did say to that. I was like, do you know what it is? He's a bit brain dead when it comes to these moments because he'll end up clattering someone, blah, blah, blah.
I think you mean keen.
Keen, yeah, okay, we'll go with that.
Enthusiastic.
There's another reason why, if I'm trying to be really honest here, people probably expect that let's say he starts in the cup. Let's say he does, right? A lot of people are like, go on then, press, go on, do what you've got to do. You cannot physically do what he does for 90 minutes.
Well, he was relaxing. He was pulling out his arse after 5 minutes.
He was absolutely on his arse because
well, I must say that's because Eddie pointed out the fact that he's been carrying an injury.
Well, that's fair, but
lung injury.
He was like,
yeah.
He puts so much into the time he's on the field, which I love him for, by the way.
It's not a criticism. It's just because he came on and everything was 100%.
100 miles an hour. Yeah. But there was, I think, almost immediately, them were trying to play at the back and they passed out for a throw in. And it's just these little gets the crowd going. Their starting position's horrendous. You know, it's just really, really good.
It's like when we used to bring Andy Carroll on in the defence. You could see defences go like, "Oh no."
Because he's just a maniac. He just presses the life out of you.
Yeah.
And then, obviously, when the ball does break Alanga again, he gives it to him now. Of course.
Gets that little toe on it, doesn't he?
He gets a little toe on it and Osula's away. And he does brilliantly well. But obviously, some people are saying he could have played, I think it might have been Barnes, perhaps, or even Bruno at the first time. If you look at it back again, you have the option of squaring it. But I love how he went for the shot.
Came out around the outside of him as well into there. But
he probably should have done, but it worked.
It was brilliant. It was absolutely brilliant, and he just—I love him, mate. I just love how game he is. That's what. I know he's not the best player. I know that, but I just love when he comes on how game he is.
So Connor is coming in saying it's so refreshing to have that kind of mental energy ready to come off the bench.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, at half time, right? You probably went down the thingy, right? Did you see the challenge that they have at half time at all? When the trip to Vegas?
Oh yeah, aye.
So they put a goal at the other end. So
is it back?
From the halfway line,
it's not quite back. It's a new thing.
You've got a little, a square's cut out in the middle of the goal. If that makes sense, and you've got to try and from the halfway line get it through there. And if you get it in, you go to Vegas.
Okay. You go to Vegas.
The actual goal.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like when they're warming up.
Was it from the halfway line to the goal line?
Correct. Yes. And there's a little cut out in the middle of the goal. It's hard.
You're gonna have to put your laces.
It's at the bottom, isn't it?
The lad scored. Sorry.
It's at the bottom, isn't it?
It's at the bottom as well.
Yeah.
So you could.
So it's not like halfway up the goal.
Pass it in, you know. But anyway, he had 3 goals, and two of them hit the goal, you know, and he was really close to one of them. But I was watching Osula. Osula was behind him. Hey, and Osula was just a nutcase. He was dancing around, and he was like, "Come on!" And then, and I was, and even the guy that on the mic was like looking at Osula, going, "I think he wants to take this one for you." He's just a really, really mental guy. Like he's just, which is great. Yeah, he is. No, I love him. You know I do. I absolutely love him.
He's off his tits, like.
Oh, he is. He's mental. But I got on the metro on the way home after leaving news, and there was already people like, I just don't know why people have a problem, but like they were like, "Aye, but he is shite though. He is shite."
I forget what I was talking about. The metro now might be.
No, it wasn't the best. It was just other people, and I just thought, like, come on, lads, like, you know what I mean, like.
I was on you, and I kept myself on.
I also want. Sorry, I'm jumping around. I apologise. Alanga's volley had
he caught that lovely. Caught that really well.
That was nestling in the corner.
Oh, he caught it so well, didn't he? I would have loved that. I've gone in for him.
Yeah, me too.
You know
yeah,
I mean? It was blocked because from my view, I thought the keeper saved it, but actually it was a defender.
He was beaten, wasn't he? Leno was beaten. I'm sure.
What a strike!
It was off the line. Yeah,
it was off the line. Yeah, was it actually off the line, or was it like about a yard in front?
Well, it was a yard off front. So yeah, it's off the line.
It was a hell of a strike that way. But
yeah, it would have done his confidence the world
absolutely
as well.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think we're seeing a couple of things over the last couple of games with Alanga where he's still trying. Like he hasn't gone into his shell, and yes, he's lacking confidence, but he's still trying his hardest to get involved.
Yeah, and that's all you can ask of him is just to don't let your head drop. Just keep at it. Like Eddie will be having his arm around him in training as well, keeping his spirits up. And you know, like when it's against you like that, it can be the worst feeling in the world. But you've just got to.
He will have a big chance tomorrow night because I would imagine
you'd think so. Yeah, you'd think so.
Spurs.
He just seemed.
Was that tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow.
Yeah, sorry, Wednesday.
Wednesday. Tomorrow.
You just kind of like. People used to do this with. I'm going to throw Overton out there, right? Just because he's got pace. Yeah. Everyone on the ground's going, oh, well, he'll just take every player when he gets the ball. And some people live in an absolute fantasy world. Same with Ben Arthur. When he used to get the ball, people used to sit around me and go, oh, I'll just take every player on. That was literally the attitude. Oh, well, he's going now.
Do in fairness.
No, yeah.
But run it out for a corner.
Goal
kick.
Oh, there he goes.
You have to understand that it's not going to happen. Like, you know what I mean? But I can understand why people do. And I'm the same. I'm a little bit guilty of this. Because he's so quick and he can use both feet as well. He was putting some great crosses in his right foot. He crossed one in his left. Like he comes inside onto his left foot. I can understand from the outside looking in. You're like, hang on a second, you've got everything. You've got all the pace in the world. You can use both feet. You're coming on in the second half when their fullbacks obviously been playing another hour. Get at him. I understand I'm the same, but like
I think he'd need that goal. I think he needs
it.
In fact, just give him an assist.
He scored a Villa Park the first game of the season.
He had an amazing game against Headworth Hall. What they call Union things. He was man of the match there, right?
I've just had a flashback to Tuesday night when the teams were warming up before the game, and there was shooting practice going on. Oh. My God, Alanga, not a single shot on target, not a single save by the keeper. It was. Was it
Shearer that said that
it was awful?
I'm sure it might have been Shearer that he said the warm up, like he wasn't bothered if he missed those because he was getting rid of the bad ones before the game.
Misses out the way. Yeah, you certainly got his misses out the way. There.
Oh yeah, Saturday I was watching warm up and the same. It wasn't just it was all of them. Everyone was met. It was like, oh God, John Murray's in goal. Like he's like his shirt's perfectly.
The best player.
Great video of that rat going around as well. That plays for Liverpool these days before kick off, and everything he touches just goes miles
Amazing. Out. The best player I've ever seen in a warm up, and that was Wayne Rooney for Man United. I remember watching because obviously the warm up that end where I was sitting. Hey, Rooney never missed, from
he was
the
player, though. Rooney was
full 10, 15 minute, whatever it was that they did. Every single one, unbelievable. Side net and top corners.
Underrated, I think.
Nah, he's not underrated. The problem is his injuries done him.
Well, so I think he played a lot of games really young, and he was like 28, I think, when he went to America.
I'd say at the time he wasn't in the moment, but I definitely think now looking back, people don't realise just how good he was.
He was phenomenal, he really was. Like, maybe. I think he won internationally, obviously not, but he won everything.
He was unreal.
He was brilliant. Unreal. He was a really, really good player.
That front three,
it's a good thing we would have ruined him.
But Rooney, Tevez, and Ronaldo,
yeah,
goodness me, that front three, man. What can you do? Anyway, sorry, move on.
If anybody's got any questions,
before moving on to Arsenal,
if anybody's got any questions, send them in. We'll go through some questions. We've already got some in the bag, so we might as well go through them. Before we do that, I just want to highlight Instagram, our very own Joe that you'll know from the match previews and match reactions.
Joe that you'll know.
What?
Joe that you'll know.
Joe that you'll know. We all know. He is heavily invested in the Instagram account at the moment. So just go and follow GallowgateShots on Instagram as well. I think it's GallowgateShots _ maybe, because somebody stole Gallowgate Shots when Instagram first became a thing. The arseholes. So yeah, go and follow that as well, because there's loads of stuff going out at the moment. There's a battle of the kits going and happening right now as well.
I can't believe I've missed that.
Which is doing really well. So we're getting some decent numbers and interaction on that as well. Basically, we're rather than what me and these three lads did the last time we did Battle of the Kits, where we'll physically go through every single one. There's a very specific topic for each round. This week's is Wonga shirts. So Newcastle United shirts that featured Wonga as a sponsor. We have basically done a draft. There's 8 involved, and we've just had to pick one Wonga shirt, and let's see who wins that tournament.
I did it today because I got a notification to say that there was something fancy going on.
I was
so I went on and had a look.
So my choice, I thought it was going to absolutely steamroll it.
It won, though, didn't it?
It won, but
yeah, because
all
the 3 that have won.
Yeah.
Sorry, the 2 that have won so far, and the one that's out now. I've picked all of the winners.
So mine, for just to give you a little peek behind the curtains, mine was the member shirt, which was half and half.
Half and half, black and white.
You'll remember Kabay wore it in pre-season. He looked fantastic in it.
And
it went up against the home shirt, which was a black and white with the blue daft things on the bottom of it. The relegation shirt. Yeah. And I think I got 55% of the votes. I thought I would have got about 90-odd%.
Well, I would have thought so, but I suppose maybe some people just, are unhappy that it's not stripes. Like, to them, half and half shirt is not on. Like, it has to be black and white stripes. Maybe that's...
that wasn't...
I loved the half and half.
Technically, that wasn't a proper kit, was it?
Well, you can use anything that features that sponsor.
No,
I
get,
even throw
I get that.
training
that's where
kit in
people...
there as well.
I found out who...
Maybe that's a shirt.
By the way, the Instagram is Gallowgate_shots.
I found out who started off Gallowgate Shots.
Was it you?
No, it was you.
Was it actually?
Yeah. You were on the programme.
No, that wasn't me. No, I swear to God.
Really?
So somebody else, and when what I was doing, I was putting things on Twitter.
And then people
were nicking it off Twitter, then putting that in on the Instagram, which
happens
they store
all the time on TikTok these days.
Which is mental. So yeah, that's
somebody started up a Gallowgate Shots TikTok account as well and keeps posting videos of us.
Well,
how dare they?
There's more stuff coming on TikTok as well. But yeah, let's go through the questions, and starting with what I mentioned earlier on and what Bessie brought up. It's from Daniel that says,
His dinner.
Thoughts on the loud booing at kickoff when the players were taking a knee? I understand indifference to the statement, but hostility towards it seems weird. Hill to die on. Found it disappointing. So, the game was dedicated to kick it out.
Yep.
I'll show raising the red card. It was one of those. I'm sure it was a kick it out campaign. And this is not the first time which we've heard those boos around St. James's Park when the players do take the knee before a game. And you get it across every
most
English stadium these days.
Across the league, isn't it?
And I don't like it. Like I don't like the booing. I'll clearly say that. I'll say that. I'll say that. I'm not that fella in front of the telly that was going boo. Remember him?
I love that video.
It's horrendous, and I don't understand what people are achieving from it by booing it. It's absolutely blows my mind.
It's the sad state of modern Britain. Unfortunately, is that is the way it is in there's huge divides being ran throughout media, throughout social media from both sides of the coin. The thing that I then find really interesting is that certain media outlets will position things in different way, because you go back to, it was the Leeds game last week at Burnley, and Burnley, huge boos from that one, as has been probably every time Burnley's been involved in it. Yet certain outlets were claiming that Calvert-Lewin was being booed because he didn't take the knee. So he was the only player not to take the knee in that game. So certain media outlets were saying the boos were for Calvert-Lewin, not for the racism campaign.
Yeah.
It's just madness. But it's
It was awful on
it's,
Saturday.
it's politics.
I was
isn't it?
going to tell you that
Awful.
not a single boo. I would like to put a
Not
lot of
a
money
chance.
on that. Not a single
Not
boo
a
would have been
chance.
for Calvert-Lewin.
No.
So we've had a comment in saying everybody is entitled to an opinion. Simple. Well, they are, but some opinions can still be completely wrong. I don't understand what your opinion is. Well, I do. I know exactly what your opinion is if you boo when players taking a knee. I know exactly.
Oh, you know what it is? Yeah. It just, I can only be honest of how it made me feel at the time, and it made us feel really uncomfortable. It was awful. There was a few people around me who were going, "Wow, it was loud today." That was the first thing that everyone kind of.
Yeah.
I was surprised because you get it every game, right? It happens, right? It always has, but it did surprise me of how loud it was.
And I think it's because it's in the past it's been the minority, and that minority is getting louder and louder,
Getting
and that's
emboldened.
because of what's being driven through what's happening in the world and Great Britain at the minute.
It's a shame, innit? But the booing to me just proves that it needs to happen.
Of course it does, yeah.
It proves that there's still value in taking. Because I remember a few years ago, Les Ferdinand saying that he didn't think he should take anything anymore. A prominent black footballer, of course, from like 30 years ago, when he played for us. And he said a few years ago now, when it was happening, I think during COVID, maybe just after, saying, well, there's no point. There's nothing kind of happening with it.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, if people are still booing it and people are more inclined to boo it now, I think that proves that it's still something that needs to happen. It's a conversation that needs to happen. It's still a problem within society, definitely. So yeah, it just makes us feel sad, and quite worried.
You're booing people standing up and stand up for racism. That's
Against
mental.
racism, not for
Against
racism.
Yeah, against racism.
But then,
Get that right.
but then you hear people in and around you that having a conversation around it, and they're claiming different reasons as to why they're doing it. So that there isn't even they're not doing it because either because the racism. I even heard people mentioning bloody the guy that got knelt on his neck.
George Floyd.
I couldn't think of his name. Mentioning him in the moment, they're doing it because of him.
That's why it was originally brought in, wasn't it?
Well, Colin Kaepernick as well.
Yeah.
That was taking a knee because he was.
But that was
I think the 49ers, that guy.
Yeah, but that's where
years
that's
and years
originated
ago,
from.
exactly.
Yeah.
And it's moved on significantly from there. But people just will take their own, and this is the thing where it's people's opinions will take what that means, and either that they're offended by it, they agree with it, or dislike it, or whatever it is, and they'll react to it in that way.
I did also think what some of our lads would have been thinking in that moment as well.
Yeah.
I honestly did think that. I thought, they must be upset here and that. They must be like, you know what I mean? I would be. I can be honest.
The players are representing the fans on the pitch. So,
do you know what I mean?
To a fashion like guy. No, it's a shame. But it's where we are. The thing with putting flags on lampposts, it's an extension of that. That's got nothing to do with period. It's racism.
Yeah, I think we're unanimous on this one.
No one's got a problem with flags on lampposts during World Cups or during the Queen's
There'll
Jubilee.
be absolutely billions when the World Cup does come round.
And that during the World, they do it every and that's fine during World Cups because that's a celebration. We'll get by, but.
We'll see more, I think.
In the autumn when there's it's pathetic.
We'll move on. Okay, because we've got a few questions. I just want to highlight one of the comments which we had earlier on, which is from Cheryl and Ken. It says, "Hi all, Cheryl and Ken here from Lubbock, Texas. We love the show."
Nice one.
3 different pronunciations of how you say your town. But yeah,
how did Mark say it? Because that'll be wrong.
That'll be wrong.
Lubbock.
We have had a donation from Josh, as always. So thanks very much, Josh. He has said, "Lad, I'd like to announce I no longer hate Bargain Beckham. I refer to him by his real name from now on. Jacob Murphy."
Bargain.
But Jacob Murphy, a goal and assist in his last 2. He's our only winger that has had any sort of goal involvement in the Premier League this season.
His numbers are just unbelievable. Going back to the Isak situation, with all the assists he gave him and stuff. His output is. Do you know what it is actually? He's getting to the territory of where I used to talk about Joe Linton. When I used to say, God, Joe Linton was this and that, and how well Howe's done, and Joe Linton's done, of course, to change that round. I used to sit here weekly and criticise Jacob Murphy, but the turnaround, consistently that turnaround, everyone can have a purple patch. This is just what he is now. It's unbelievable. And a lot of credit goes to him about the hard work he's putting about his crossing, for example.
Yeah.
He said he's really, really worked hard, staying back extra hours to try and work on his dead ball situation. Sorry, crossing situation and stuff. And all the power to him, like absolutely unbelievable.
His crossing in particular is really, really good. Like, it's a shame there's no one in the box to put him away half the time, really.
True, yeah. I mean, we did have one, and it worked a lot. But he does put in a wonderful, wonderful ball, no doubt about it. And everything about him, listen, the thing for me, and I don't want to be awful here. I don't. It just does feel mad that you've paid £55 million for his replacement, right?
Yeah.
And obviously, for now, you're still wheeling out Murphy there, going, you're still probably the best option there. That you would hope, and this is no disrespect to Murphy, but you would hope that that'll change, and Elanga will be the player we hope he will be.
It might just be that Murphy's now worth £70 million.
Because I had a conversation like that going like, we've paid 55 million for him, and Murphy's numbers were better than his last season to start with, right? But
they weren't quite.
They would have been very, very close. They were very close.
Let's
no one's going to
not rewrite history on a lot of these performances, though. Yes, the numbers were great.
Oh no, I know that.
A lot of the time.
Yeah, but
if it wasn't for them numbers,
no,
or do you mean?
I 100% get that, but I mean, even as you said, not 20 minutes ago.
No, his performance was going
We
downhill.
were in for one of those performances from Jacob Murphy.
I still
there's
think
not many
we should
players
sign
that
Josh Murphy as well.
There's not many players that and I
Don't
mean
tell
this,
you what.
other than Chow, for example, on Saturday. There's not many games that I watch Newcastle and go, do you know what? It's actually from minute 1 to 90, you were unreal.
Tonali
Let's
normally
be
gets
fair.
a nod for me.
That's
brilliant,
unfair.
mate.
I think we've been doing that a lot more consistently of late.
I disagree.
But
We're going to be in 15th on Saturday, so there wasn't much consistency going on this season.
I think we were at one point.
No. If they were that consistent, we're going to be bottom half. Anyway.
Ricardo says, Murphy the musical, only a matter of time, surely. Let's move on. So we have, obviously having a discussion about centre-backs earlier on. A couple of people have mentioned centre-backs that we forgot. Fabian Shaw. So Shaw is the best centre-back we've had in my lifetime, which comes from FTTW.
He must be 12-year-old or something.
He's not just underrated.
Well, it's not his fault, is it?
Or a bargain.
Well, his fault when he was
just
born.
Outright best for me. I think we've said so many times in this podcast, Bestie, that pound for pound, Fabian Shaw is being probably one of the best buys we've ever made. As a
Unbelievable. Just played his 200th game as well there. I think at the weekend.
Yes.
Was it? I was nervous when Botman went off. I thought, I'm talking lads going, I've got to bring the cells on here, or to bring Kraft on and move like Dan Burn. Oh no, there's Fabian Shea coming on. I think, all right.
And
Shea's
the switch positions that Shaw would normally play, didn't they?
Shea went right back, Chow went to the left. Well, not right back, sorry, right centre half. Back, Shea went to the left centre back. Which is probably helpful for Dan Burn because Chow's got a bit more pace as well. But yeah, Shea, for me, if he's, I think Chow and Botman are the first choice now, and I think that's happened.
Yeah.
Unlucky that Shea had that head injury. Again, it happens every week for him, doesn't it? Ironically, that he came on because Botman got a head injury at the weekend there. But is an option to have off the bench. I'm okay with that.
And that's what we're now able to do because
Great
we have invested in our centre halves and brought in. I mean, you've got to say, looking at it so far, it's an upgrade. Obviously, it's taken time, a little bit of time for him to get into the game, get used to the pace of the Premier League. But his last 2 or 3 games, he's been absolutely outstanding.
I think he's looked all
since he
came
thought
in
would happen, wouldn't he?
But also something that I meant to say earlier, but missed when we were talking about Gordon and the wingers. That we're playing without our first choice fullbacks as well.
Which
I've said that.
It's a struggle.
I think when Lewis Hall comes back and Tino and Livramento come back, you'll see a lot more out of the wingers. Because they learned to play with Baltimore at the same time as having to, like I say, Dan Burn was weird on Saturday. He played quite far forward, but he was aiming the ball long at him. And he was bringing it, and you wouldn't get that with Lewis Hall, but you would get Lewis Hall picking the ball with his feet and driving.
It's funny. I actually love Tino on the left.
Yeah, I like Tino.
And I know I
Tino
totally understand
well,
that's not the mission here. The mission with Trippier and Hall. But I love when he's on that side. He's bombing on. He's a better Santon, if that makes sense. But what was that question again? Sorry, what was it?
There wasn't. It was just a discussion about centre backs.
Yeah, about Fabian Shea.
Oh yes, Fabian Shea. I
did notice one of the first things Fabian Shea did coming on.
I knew you were going to say. I knew someone was going to say this. Go on.
Pinged it.
Oh,
cross ball.
Do you think it's going to be negative there?
The right side to Harvey Barnes across on the left.
That's what you get from Fabian.
He gave the ball away the first pass. Actually, he tried to do one of them ones you know, he fizzes into midfield,
Yeah.
he goes straight to them. And I was like, well, he has been out for a while. Like,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean? So I understand it
It's
takes
been a month
while.
or so, hasn't it?
Yeah,
since
it has
he's
been a
played,
while,
like,
you know. But no, it's fantastic to have him to be able to come on.
Should be
I love him,
studied like Fabian Shaw's diagonal balls across field. Like
the only-
second to none.
The only time where I thought his time here was done was under Bruce in the semi or quarterfinals.
Quarters, Man City.
He
I
couldn't
thought
get in
same,
the.
yeah.
That was
We had the 3 centre backs starting, couldn't we? He couldn't even get involved in that.
okay.
Well, that's when Bruce said he couldn't play as part of it too.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
Yeah, and then he was horrendous, and he gave a daft penalty where he just lost his head.
It was a
Just-
handball thing, wasn't
It
it?
was just awful. The whole thing was awful. I thought that's probably it for him now, but thankfully it wasn't. What I was also going to say, though, there is one defender that I would have loved to have seen under Howe, maybe in this sort of, you know, this purple patch we've had since the takeover as Colaccini for me. I would have loved to have seen Colo in
Colaccini's
this.
name came up all the way from our lovely friends in Texas.
I loved him. I just think he was part of some bad setups, some bad times, but just think of the quality he had on the ball, and what I think with this regime, with how I honestly think he would have been amazing.
I mean, he was like 2 relocations, wasn't he? Colaccini was one of the ones that bridged both of those. Not because of him. Like, one was his first season. I think the championship.
But that year, the championship made him.
The year made him good year as Jose Enrique.
So
a lot of that squad. But yeah, Colaccini. I was reading a thing with him actually the weekend about how important the captaincy is in England.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And how I think it's kind of implied that in Argentina it's not the same thing, which is in England. Like in Newcastle, he's got his own parking space. Everyone calls him like that for sir or boss or skipper, and the respect that he had and all that, like as a leader of the team and all that, and he seemed to be quite taken by it. Like I was a great Colaccini. What a player!
for me, I really did love him.
Broke his back as well, didn't he?
Yeah, was it that
He
game?
tried to clear
Overhead kick on
clearance.
No reason whatsoever.
Right at the corner flag, and nothing wrong at all. Like what you're doing, and then bang. Yeah.
No, I love Colaccini. He's an absolute nutcase as well, wasn't he?
He was mad.
He loved a scrap.
I remember pre-season. I think it was going to
Strangled that kid.
Like,
It was like Homer and Bart Simpson, wasn't it?
it was.
I also wanted to mention, I'm so sorry, but I wanted to mention Bruno's performance because I always feel, and I was speaking to someone about this, that I think sometimes his performances almost just are a given and you just sort of overlook it. And I'm going about how good Chow was, and he was good. And Osula came on for 10 minutes and he was mid. Bruno, you know, all game long was trying to drag forward as a team, coming deep for the ball, taking it under pressure, trying to look for a killer pass, running at the box, trying to score ahead. And I appreciate he missed, but he tries to do. 1 minute he's a 6, he's an 8, he's a winger, he's trying to do everything. Yeah. He really, in moments in games, he puts the club on his back and goes, I'm going to drag with
He'd done a couple of interviews after the game, and it was George Colcom that asked him the question about getting involved in regards to pushing into the box, and he said that's what we've been working on because I need to get more goals in my game.
Yeah, it was great. One point against Benfica where he ran up the right wing with the ball.
And
it was like the defender couldn't catch him. It was like, is that Bruno?
On Fulham, he did like a Maradona turn that he was like,
it was
unreal.
Yeah. His ball for Murphy before Gordon's goal as well for Benfica. I was love the weight on that,
and he plays every single minute, man. Like, he's just unreal. Like I'm telling you, he's a hell of a player, man. He's just unreal.
He keeps on improving,
and he gets it as well. Do you know what I mean? And when that he's got his flaws in that, but for me, and I could be wrong. Yeah, I'm going to throw out a deck of stat, but I feel he touches the ball more than any player we have.
He certainly covers the most area on the field.
I think in the whole league.
He's just always got the ball. He's always on the move. He's always, he's unreal.
You're right what you say though, Jack. Like if he's not getting an 8 out of 10, it's like, what's happened to Bruno? Because that's his part is that good. It's that high.
And you don't seem to talk about it because it just happens every week. Oh, it's just Bruno. But he was unreal on Saturday, man.
Let's see if we've got anything else which just came in. So we've had a couple about this. We've had one from JSA and we've had another from Blue Rhythm Boy about the rumoured release of the Burgundy training gear. So if you haven't seen it already, I think I was doing the rounds this afternoon or yesterday. It's footy headlines. And footy headlines, they normally get it right. Yes, sometimes they get it wrong, but they normally get it right.
Stuff like this I tend to get right, like the releases.
So apparently that Adidas will be making remakes of the training gear from the 95-96 season, but the burgundy and blue stuff, which is unbelievable. It's probably my favourite ever training. So probably most people's favourite ever training stuff. And you see a lot of fakes of them these days, Mark. We see loads in St. James's Park.
Quite a few, yeah.
Some shocking ones.
Some shocking fakes.
And even Sam Fender fakes of them.
Yeah, Fender did a version, didn't he?
Yeah. Are you all for it, Mark? Because I know a lot of people weren't too happy when they re-released the home 95-96 shirt.
Really?
Well, I think people felt as if it devalued the original one.
It
If
does.
you're a collector.
It does. It also ruins a couple of businesses that people have on the sidelines as well around.
Yeah, I won't shed any tears over some of them.
Some of
like,
that,
some of them with unscrupulous business models. But moving on from
Dick
that.
hasn't got a clue yet. I love it.
No idea
Yeah,
at all what's going on.
they are beautiful ones. Like the black and white training gear is beautiful. We tried obviously the burgundy with a modern version of it last season when we brought out the remake of the kit.
We'll try it twice, really, haven't we?
I think we had the
Puma
one as well, didn't we?
Did we have a Puma burgundy?
Funny 88 one.
Yeah, one of the Puma. The Wonga one. Oh no, yeah, it was funny.
It was
Sorry, the
Funny
gold funny 8 on the front of it.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah,
I've got more of this training gear and the black and white, the original stuff. I've got a couple of drill tops and the jacket, but I actually don't have any of the burgundy stuff that fits us anymore. So I wouldn't say I was
too many heavy meals.
Heavy meals. It's strange for me, but I wasn't particularly. I mean, it's lovely. I think it arguably is the best, but I wouldn't say I was like, oh wow, like open the doors, I'm gone. I wasn't particularly.
But he will. But he will.
Not like
But
you.
I will. But
Yeah.
I was. I am.
The first,
It is what it is.
the first Monday night after it's been released, the 4 of us are going to be sat here.
Covered. Like a fucking advert.
Like
for
Wayne's
it.
World when he's got all the Reebok
You might as well
stuff
just
on.
get us for the promo. Like, just use us.
Now in large sizes.
I was quite humoured the other day when there was in the Chronicle that somebody had been smashing the glass trying to get in the club shop, and it wasn't you, Decker.
I got a lot of messages actually about this guy, and it was.
I think somebody photoshopped your head on it.
Because I'd sent it across. Everyone was going, how badly do you want to get in there? And it's definitely you, this Decker, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, they were saying like, were you driving the van and things like that? Like he was smashing the window and you on the van.
A few times where it's been.
But do you know what I don't understand, right? That somebody's trying to smash through that glass, and it's quite thick glass, isn't it, to get through it? Why don't you just wait till the shop's open, grab a handful and run out?
They did that as well.
Or did they?
Yeah, that's why they moved all the kits upstairs.
Sure, that's the easiest way to do it.
Is that right? Is that why they did that?
Yeah.
It does
that,
make sense.
that was years ago. The
What-
kids went upstairs.
What is funny though is like when the new gear comes out though, it's always at the front. You know, like
Yeah.
to that
Just
door.
grab a mannequin and
You
run
could,
out.
you could easily just take a load off the hanger and run, like, you know what I mean?
But that's what happened when they brought the kits out, where you walk in and they've got obviously the players lined up
Yeah.
on the mannequins there. When the kits came out, they had them on straight away as you walked in. So car pulls up outside, blokes run in, grab the entire rail in the car and away.
Stuck at the traffic lights. Something.
Imagine
yeah,
it's actually wait at the
It's happened
lights.
a few times, and then also literally smashing the lower glass in up the stairs or straight in, grab it and out. But that was before the club shop got done out.
Aye. And when do they think the release is, sorry, for this gear?
They've said late this
It'll be
year
for
or
Christmas,
next
won't
year.
it? It'll be for Christmas.
Just before Christmas,
Yeah, you would have thought.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what I was thinking the weekend there, what I quite missed was the little pop-up club shop that we had.
Opposite
the
the
one
ground.
that was across the thing.
I don't know why. I kind of like,
Forgot
I
about
missed
that.
that.
They should have kept it for match days.
They could have done.
I don't know why they didn't.
I
Well-
forget the ones at the Monument.
Yeah.
I just, the other ones that were around, I loved. They're all good.
I love the one at the Metro Centre as well.
Metro
I was
Centre,
always
yeah.
now when I was a kid.
The new Metro Centre ones, not much at all. Like,
No, I would have been in the once. I've not been in Metro Centre in about a year and a half.
Yeah,
Like, but nah, it's not much cop.
It's not the old prefab buildings up at Haymarket and the
Yeah.
Porter Cabin,
Oh,
and the Millburn Stand car park. Is
That's
it?
where I got me on about, well, it's released. Me, Ginola, the red and blue Hoops Away kit, the original one.
Mm-hmm.
I got that. My dad took this, and I had long blonde hair at the time, so I got Ginola and 40 in the back. And it was from that one on the corner on Barrett Road outside the Millburn. It was like, I used to love it. But you see, my dad says, do you want to get a name on the back? And I was like, him, new lad, 14. What a choice that was. What a choice, lad. Still got it.
I got Andy Cole on the Asics one, and I'll be really honest. You know, when you don't really know, I was only a bit, right? I was only young, and it's just funny how them things. I know exactly where I got printed. Like it's just mad as now you remember
stuff
these
like that,
things.
aye.
You know, it's unbelievable. Like, great time.
Cole on me black and white one, Beardsley on me blue one.
Beardsley, man, best.
I didn't get any names on the Asics ones.
I put a picture on because I was looking for something else, and
I think that was the first time we had names and numbers. That
Well, the Premier
that
League,
kit.
they didn't have them. They didn't have them in the Football League at the time.
And I put a picture on the group because I was looking for something else that was unrelated, and it was a picture of me as a kid with the blue one on, you know, with the paintbrush, and I'm holding up a trophy I had won, and the ball it's a Mitre Delta, you know, like the ultimate Mitre Delta, and I'm like, just like what a ball that was.
We'll love a Mitre. I'm going to end it on a couple more. So
Winter balls will be coming out soon.
Well, right up then.
They've been out the last few nights.
get some
I
Johns
tell
on
you.
there,
I've seen yours on episode.
No more bat wings, is it? I've had a message in from Jules. Jules is up this weekend as well. She's coming up on Thursday, going back on Monday. So
That's a
she's
wine
doing
picture incoming.
a stadium tour as well. Has anyone done one of them? You've done one recently, Bessie, haven't you?
Yeah.
Stadium tour. It's Dave's birthday coming up as well on Friday as well. So happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
So yeah, you've done a stadium tour recently, haven't you?
Well, I did it as part of like a 7-year-old birthday party, so I don't know.
He wasn't invited.
It wasn't my kid's birthday. No, I was just
It's
there.
his birthday.
Who's he?
Yeah.
Who's this man? Ma'am?
It was Declan's birthday party. Was part of it. But yeah, but I don't know if as part of a birthday party you get the full shebang, or if it's a bit more of a kind of truncated affair.
I did it not so long ago. I took the kids. It was about maybe. Well, actually, I say that.
I've
No,
never
maybe
been
it
since
was,
they've done the.
I've definitely done it since I've changed.
done the extension in the.
Well,
Yeah,
last time I did
changing
one
room.
before this one was I met, and they were still called PJ and Duncan by the side of the pitch. So it's been 30 years since I did a stadium tour. It's just it's a tour of
Have you
the.
been on the roof? I've done the roof one as well.
No, looks great.
Nah.
That, like.
I was
That's-
looking at the roof one for the
He's not
boys for
allowed to.
Christmas, but you've got to be. I think you've got to be 16.
Oh, have you?
Stone.
Yeah.
Under.
I had
Making Martin
there's,
that
a
go
couple,
through the roof or slot.
there's a couple of sections which are like you just walk. There's nothing. It's a lovely view, but there's a few where you've got like you can see straight down. Like
Yeah.
it's like fencing almost. You know what I mean? And like you're looking
See,
down.
I'm
you're
not
like,
scared of
Jesus
heights, but I don't
Christ.
think I would like that.
Oh, I didn't. I'm not good weights at all. And I was looking straight down. There's a corner flag was like there, like, and I'm like, whoa, like not needed that, like. But
I think
the rest is okay though.
Like looking at the view and
Yeah,
like
it's
all of
nothing.
that,
Aye,
and
it's
that,
fine.
but
Yeah.
I wouldn't fancy looking.
I'm
down over the
hit and
side.
miss with height, you know. Like I went up Blackpool Tower last summer, I think it was, and I was all right. But then sometimes I was in the Word in Shields that day. I was on the 3rd floor looking over. I was like, I don't like this.
Nah, I'm all right,
It's not even that high.
It's more looking up than
Ah,
looking down for me. I'm okay with heights, but if we were doing the
When you say what do you mean by looking up? What do you
like, if I'm looking up, like, well, when I was doing me and our Taylor were making a documentary at one point, right? And we had a drone, like with the lads up with, so I had a drone and we flew this drone up straight up in the air like that, and I'm looking at it, and because I'm stood in front of the dugout, looking up, and I started to feel a bit dizzy. 'Cause you
Oh,
could see
that happens to me, that.
Cantilever thing's like, oh, hang on a sec.
So something's really tall.
Yeah.
If you look at it, do you get a bit?
Yeah,
dizzy?
yeah.
Oh,
But I was doing that, and then
That
this
was me,
drone, we lost connection with it, and it started to drift over the stand, then come down. I thought, shit, it's going to go through the top of the. And it wouldn't do because that glass will be, if it's even glass. But we got control.
Oh,
of it.
just
Yeah,
bounce
yeah,
off it
it's
anyway.
Yeah, probably would have done that. But it's a concern, like, you know.
I remember when I went to New York with Lisa, right, and went to the Empire State Building. Lisa was like just so good. She just doesn't care, right? And she's not bothered. And she had like a phone, you know, like just out there.
Just dangling it off.
And I swear to you, right, there was a part where I was on the wall, glued to the wall. And she was like, what are you doing? And I was like, I can't get off the wall. And she's like, come over here. And I was 2 hands on the wall. I went, I can't get over there. Like, and she was like walking us over with my hands. And she was like, it's fine. Like, everything's all right.
Yeah.
And it was, I'm not good.
I think it's another age thing, you know. I think the older I get, if I watch videos, you know, like idiots that just climb ridiculous, like cranes, and they're just climbing them.
Ah, that's just
My
stupid stuff,
hands
that,
get
like.
Oh.
sweaty as fuck watching them. I'm
They're
like, what am I
scary to
doing?
watch them, yeah.
Yeah.
standing on like stupid
Yeah.
towers, just and then on one foot hanging. Oh,
No, that's there's no need
There's
to
a
go.
documentary about a lad and a lass that do it, and they just go all over the world climbing like ridiculously sized buildings. I'm watching it, like I'm getting sweaty. I'm like, what's happening?
There's loads of them. They'll stand on the top and they'll do a something like a
Ah,
backflip. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
I
what are
stand-
you
do a
doing?
handstand or something,
Mental.
aye.
there was one where they're doing parkour and they're running across the roofs, and like the kid jumps and he like stumbles, and I'm like, whoa! It's because you think he's gonna plummet to his death, and he's like hanging on. I was like, right, that would tell you to stop doing
Stop
it.
doing
People
it,
are
yeah.
mental. I've seen one before where he jumps in the brick, wobbles. Like,
Oh.
nah, not for me. Like, not for me at all. Have I got any more Newcastle questions?
Mad in it.
Well, what's your thoughts on Wednesday? Like, what?
Yeah, so there is a match preview already out with members. So if you're not a member, it is just $2.99 a month to become one. You get these early access to videos as well, and access to the Telegram group as well. But yes, I was part of the match preview, so I'll not say anything. I'll let you decide.
Well,
Starting 11. What do you think there's going to be many changes?
I think that kind of has to be, but I also think
I think Ramsdale will start.
how wants to win every game, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And we haven't got the luxury. I don't feel, not that you should ever underestimate an opposition, but we haven't got the luxury to rest, like to play a weak inside, like because Spurs
Tottenham had a really good start. Like
side.
third, aren't they?
they were
Third or
excellent
fourth.
on Sunday. Tough game, then played yesterday against Everton at their new place.
Unbeaten away from
Beat
home
them
as well.
2-0. They were really good.
5 on the bounce.
Good
isn't
manager,
it? So-
Thomas Frank.
He's really
manager.
Good. Yeah, so
This,
it's
well,
gonna be a
I
tough
mentioned this
assist.
on the preview. I said, like, when there was rumours about Eddie, England coming poaching Eddie for the job, I think Thomas Frank would probably be in the one that I would have liked the club to go for
Yeah.
if Eddie was to leave when he was Brentford manager
Yeah,
at the
Makes
time.
sense, yeah. I just feel
or the Bournemouth manager. What's he called?
Ariola.
Yeah, he's really good. At it.
Ariola.
I feel like, well, I suppose they've just won the Europa League, so maybe I take that back. But I just feel like they need to win a trophy. I know they've just won the Europa League, so I understand Spurs fans will be going, "What are you talking about?"
Yeah.
But like a domestic trophy, like Spurs should be attacking this trophy. Like, they should be going. This is, we can win this, and it's going to be really tough. But then they'll probably make loads of changes as well, mate.
Well, I don't think they can. Spurs have got a lot of injuries as well. A lot.
Well, we'll see.
They've got good defence, Spurs. When I look at their
Jed Spence, Van der Ven.
I like
the keeper's a bit hit and miss as well.
Who's your keeper these days?
Vicario.
Yeah.
I like
Coro's good. Van der Ven's good. Jed Spence has been unbelievable.
He's had a great year and a half or so.
in left bank.
Left
Left back.
in Gaza.
Van der Ven scored 2 on Sunday.
Yeah.
He scored both the goals.
I've just been above my fantasy league as well. Him and Matty Cash.
why.
There's a
did
few
it,
people said that actually while I was speaking. But that'll be a tough one, I think. Like,
I'm not. I think we might be in.
I think we're in trouble. I think we're in trouble. Like.
I'm sick of paying for
Tough
home
game.
tickets, like, so I'll do it.
Go watch the preview. You'll get my opinion on it.
We're defending with cup. Got to put good.
I know that's what I think.
Yeah.
That's the one thing.
And let's remember, we had a horrendous draw last time out. We played all top 6 teams, didn't we?
Aye.
And we
Both
went on to
times?
win the thing.
both times.
But yeah, I think obviously it helps. We've had 2 wins on the bounce now, both at St James's Park. So you go straight into another one at St James's Park. I think the big question is there going to be music before the game or not?
I would swap. If not beating Tottenham through the week meant that we'll beat West Ham on the weekend, I would take that.
A point on the board more important than progressing the cup.
At the minute,
Right now.
it feels like they are, yeah.
It feels like it is.
Which sounds like a really stupid thing to say. I think that's probably the luxury of having won a cup. I don't, maybe I'm going to take that back.
Feels if you can skip
Yeah,
the next
I
year.
disagree.
Yeah, mate.
I
Now I've
think
said
it's
it.
too early in the season to be worrying about.
Now I've said it. I think I might disagree with myself.
Well,
Actually, that was
I
very
definitely
well
don't
thought
want to
out.
be dropping points against West Ham. Like, I have to
Yeah.
say that. But
It doesn't have to be one or the other.
yeah, we can win both. And that'll be-
I'd rather win
that'll be
both,
4 in a row,
obviously,
right?
yeah.
In terms of if you include the Benfica game.
I'm going to end it on this question. In fact, no, I'm not. I'm going to move on because I don't want to mention that bloke's name again.
Haven't we got 2 Champions League games in a row as well?
We've got Bilbao next week, and
There'll be
then
an international
we've
break
got-
coming up, is it?
yeah,
Oh no,
Because Man City's the
Leverkusen's
next home game,
Wolves,
isn't it?
December, isn't it? Yeah.
Man City's the next home game, but there's 5 games before that.
Marseille.
Sorry,
is next
Premier
month.
League home game. Sorry.
So, last and...
PSG?
What?
Possibly, yeah.
All right, okay.
No, it's next year.
Final question is from Josh, who says, when the fullbacks are fit, Paul Tino, do we just drop Burn? Crazy after last season, but you cannot change Chow Botman. Bestie.
Kind of drop Bestie and kick on. He wouldn't get back up. I don't know. I don't know if he dropped Trippier. I don't think Trippier has been in the best form that we've seen him play for Newcastle, but I think that you're probably more likely to get Tino going left back.
I disagree.
Yeah.
Hall's back before Tino, though, isn't he?
They're both on the grass now.
I
apparently.
think first chance you get when a player is fit, I think Trips comes out with that team.
Do you reckon?
I think he slows the game down way too much forward. I was getting so frustrated at the weekend where the ball's getting played out to him and you can see Murphy edging further onto the wing and you're waiting for Trips to take a couple of touches and the ball up the field.
Yeah.
I'm just constantly seeing the way he stops the ball dead, then just moves it either back inside or back across the defence. And you're thinking, well, push up the field. Now, I love Trips. Like, he's delivering the ball was great at the weekend as well. Something that will have struggled really. But
Except from corners.
I think he's done.
I think his corner delivery was all right.
I think Trips has done really well at. Obviously, he's playing back-to-back games, and that he's played a lot of football. He's played a lot
He
of
definitely
football.
won't be starting tomorrow. Like, I'll be shot
Nah.
on Wednesday. I'll be shot if he starts.
I'd be shocked as well.
I think he has to.
Ashby.
But I think
Draft.
going back to the question,
Ashby.
it's still a difficult one, though, isn't it? It's like if all the question is if Hall's back, like I don't know, I can't see him dropping Burn, But then I can't see him dropping Botman or Chow either.
But Burns done nothing wrong this season.
No,
He's not a left back. We all agree on that.
He's not done anything wrong,
but he hasn't done anything wrong as well. He hasn't.
I feel as
But
if
Shea hadn't done that wrong.
It's a physical thing.
But
Well,
that-
Shea, it was the injury with Shea. It
No,
was kind of,
no, but
it
I'm
was born out of necessity. Then Chow played so well that
but
And it's almost you've got to win your place back in the team.
yeah,
isn't
but,
it? Or
I think we've all
get
sat
lucky
here
with
and
it.
said that the team performance is lacking those two fullbacks.
I think it is. Yeah. Now
and I'm thinking more this way about it. I'm not actually talking defensively.
I agree.
I'm on about offensively where I'm talking.
Yeah.
Because Burn for all, even I'll jab him when he's
he
left.
scored that volley on Wednesday, mind.
Aye.
At the end.
He's still like Traore, for example. There was loads of people around me going, "Oh, he never started Traore, but he is today because to get a burn." It was okay. It was fine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, there was the odd moment, but
He's hit Miss Rory.
there would be the odd
Shiny.
moment
Sure,
against
terrible.
any fullback who was there because of his pace, right? I know he did nothing, but I wouldn't just say because it was Burn. Like Traore is going to cause trouble at some point against any fullback. But I always mention the fullbacks in regards to us with the ball, and I do feel. I just wouldn't want to see Burn out the team, though. I just can't imagine it.
I wish he was 10 years younger.
Yeah, I do as well.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think the time's going to come, though.
It is, I'm afraid. It is, because
Okay,
we all
Trippier.
know Botman and Chow's the two, right? But
Well,
you know what
it'll
it
be a
is?
situation like we've just talked
Aye.
about earlier around with Shea, that it's when he's in the team he's dependable, but he's dropped out because he's been unlucky with injury. Now he's got to fight for his place back in the team.
Yeah.
Or
So are you
something
saying?
happens with Chow and then Shea?
It's going to be. I think it'll be rotational. Like how many games we've got coming? Of course, it's going to be rotational.
Absolutely.
Well, that's
Cups,
the thing. Isn't it?
Champions
Yeah,
League,
we've got that ability to
games
do
Yeah,
that. so
afterwards.
that's what we want.
Yeah.
100%. And that's why it's really important that, and it isn't always when you make a signing about, well, they've got to start, they've got to go straight into the team. It's about a squad game and making
Yeah.
sure that we've got 40 games in the league. We're hopefully going to have,
It
Who's
does-
got- who's
that's
got
what
two
Champions
against,
League,
like? I'm joking, sorry.
more like 38. Pedantic.
Come on, clear that Leeds one again.
Please.
Well, if you're going to be pedantic about goal line clearances, I guess they can have that one. Like,
Thanks.
But no, it's a long season, so you definitely need.
I was
two
going to say
very
that,
good
like,
players.
we're having this debate, and then probably Botman will get injured, so then Burn just slots in there. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah.
It's a
And
nice
Botman
mixture.
has
Tonight it is.
had some shaky moments this season.
not many, mate.
His
been
passing was
unreal.
quite poor in the first half on Saturday, but
I thought.
I think
all
generally
11 players were
speaking, he's been excellent. Like,
I think he's been
really
great
good.
since he came in.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
But it's nice to have that option, isn't it? Like to think, oh well, we've got to try and fit 7 defenders into 4 spots here.
Yeah.
And have options in every position as well. Like, this is kind of where we
That's
want
what
to
you
be.
want.
Yeah.
100%.
The bastard need to start scoring more from set pieces, mine. I'll tell you that.
It is.
All of them.
It is frustrating. It is because again, there was a few times you just look at the size of them on the field. I'm like, God,
Yeah.
there's some big players there. You know what I mean?
We were trying something different at the weekend of getting Baltimore to pull away from the big chunk of players and try and drift in at the back. And
There's
get
a-
free header
There
into
was a
there.
good thread on Twitter today, and it was about Newcastle set pieces and how us as fans have been judging them, saying and they have not been very good. But then it showcases that they have been good. It's just they're not finishing the chances.
Well, you know, for me, right, I said this to a few people the other day. They didn't agree, but I think it's the right thing to say. I don't understand, right, why on every corner the likes of Burn, Voltameda, the world stay in the 6-yard box. Now, what I would love them to see, I'm not asking all of them to do this, by the way, but for one corner, I'd say to Burn, I want you to be on the edge of the box, perhaps even further back than that, and then running. Because the
You've got to run and start.
momentum is on your side here.
You'd have to take someone out with you as well.
Equally, the defenders would have the same momentum, though, if they're going rather
Yeah,
than
but a
the
defender running
zonal.
back towards their own goal,
Aye.
the momentum's going to be going back towards
Yes,
their goal
But
as well.
providing,
Unless
as
they're
a,
not
as a
getting back out for a
defender,
corner.
providing you're in front of your man and you're win your header, you're clearing.
I think
clearing
it's
the
hard to
ball.
say in front of your
Which has
man.
happened a hell of a lot
Yeah,
this
I think
season.
But
it's
you don't
hard
think
to-
it's harder to run towards your own goal and head it away?
It's hard to see
You
in
don't
front
need
of your
headed away, though.
It's hard to see in front of your man when he's coming from 25 yards out as well. Like if he's on a
Not
move,
if you're, that's what I'm saying. Not if you're coming with him. So if you go man for man as opposed to zonal, so it depends who.
Right, so the
how
might
you-
goes
how you
on. To
line
be
it
fair,
up.
the might goes up. But what I actually think is, I don't even think they'd be expecting it, me, because every team now, right, and not just us, long throws are the same there, back, Pulis's ball's back, and everyone just surrounds the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And they throw it
Well,
in
it
the
depends
mixer, right?
because if we've got an in-swinging corner, that's what we'll do. If
Aye.
it's an out-swinger, right footer, take one from the right-hand side. What they do is line up with a penalty spot.
Penalty spot, yeah,
And
like
then
a
they
train
kind of-
thing, yeah.
What
yeah.
England did in 2018 World Cup, that kind of thing.
I would just love to see Burn hang back and then make a movement in. You know what I mean?
It was a
more
team
than-
that tried it once before. All the defenders made a late run. It was ridiculous. Nobody got near the ball. They're all outside of the box. Maybe Man U. There's a mid video going around. They all take a late run.
Rings a bell.
The ball goes nowhere near any of them. I'm
Look
sure it
at
was Man U.
look at the cup final goal from Burn, right? Like, you don't score them every day, like, but I will say that. But how far he is out?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
I'm
it's,
sure.
you know what I mean?
But
We're definitely trying to do that a couple of
Yeah.
times in the first half with Voltamora.
they did it with Burn a couple of
in
times
the
against
back
Burn. It was Benfica.
But a lot of the time we were actually
It worked well for Burn and Benfica. I mean, he was going to the back post, but he was starting in the middle and then making his way
Pulling
around the
off.
back.
Yeah.
Pulling off.
And I think because we have got two very big men in
In the
Dan
studio.
Burn in Voltamora, they attract all of the defence. So that's why I thought we were actually trying to put it on to Botman
Yeah.
quite a bit at the weekend as well, because their focus was more on Burn and Big Nick.
Chow had I forgot to mention this. Chow had a shot. And if that was Fab, it was just outside the box. And if that was Fabian would have hit the target all day long. Chow was more of a Bruno shot, to be fair.
He tried
I can't
to
remember
pass it in. He tried to pass the
Yeah.
ball, didn't he? Yeah.
I can't remember.
Loads of idiots shouting, shoot!
Oh, I hate that.
Mm.
Well,
Anything,
we're still just booing the.
anything that
Forgot about
you
that.
would like to add before we go? We're going now on 25 minutes tonight, boys. This is
Okay,
what happens when we start earlier.
I'm
Did
so
have
hungry.
something
I'm
that I was
so
going to
hungry.
mention, and I cannot remember it at all.
I can't.
Mm.
I'm done. I'm spent.
Oh, well, thanks everybody who has joined us tonight. There's been over 200 most of the way through it, so thanks very much. Like the video, become a subscriber. Costs nothing to do that. Like I said earlier on, if you do want to become a member, you do get more content. You get early access to content. We did record something else just before we went live as well, so that'll be going out over the next couple of days to members. But yeah, we'll see you next time. What you doing? Ta-ra.
Good night.